All right, it has been some time, my friends. Um, I know it's been a while. I've been away for a bit, but it turns out that every time I step away from YouTube, just for like a week or something big happens. And so, what is the big event, you might be asking? So, the event that is going on right now is apparently H3H3, or Ethan Klein, as he is known, is going to be suing three specific creators. Now, this has been a part of like a long-going feud with him and Hasan Piker, them going back and forth on different stuff, political stuff. I'm going to be honest with y'all, I don't really care about that stuff. I'm not really interested in it to begin with. I got nothing to say about it. They can go to war if they want to. But what has me mostly intrigued is this whole lawsuit, because I firmly believe that depending on how this goes, and I have a hunch I know how it goes, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, this could actually change the way that like React content is taken as a whole, which actually could be a good thing or could be a bad thing, but it's a slippery slope. We only know until it happens, so we'll have to wait and see. However, it turns out that there's been three different creators that have been, got a bit of a pain lately, and I'm just gonna put it out there, they might be some of the most Darwin awarded creators I have ever seen. So we first have Caseyron.
Just because I didn't react to his stupid video, he had to make up that I did and put a video of me smoking weed over his stupid video to get attention. I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck about your video. Like, I don't know. I don't recall reacting to it. I don't believe that I reacted to it. I do not remember. I don't know. I may have been under the influence, but I do not recall reacting to it.
Frogan.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
And Denims. So
yeah, if you really want to own me, you should donate and you should gift 100 subs. And you should prime sub, for sure. For sure, you should do that. That would be the best way to epically own me. Ugh, I would be so owned if you did that.
They are kind of like Hasan Piker orbiters, I guess you could say. I suppose so. And so, essentially, Ethan Klein dropped this big video called The Content Nuke on Hasan Piker. And so, what these three people did was they legit said on stream that they were not going to give Ethan views, they're going to steal views from him. And so, if you're not really aware, when it comes down to it, React content is very controversial because a lot of streamers in general, what they will do, especially large ones, is that they'll have a video playing and they just let it play on and on and on and on and on, and they get up, they eat while they're watching, they stream while they're watching. Sorry, not stream. They get up, use the bathroom, they leave video playing and all that. So you can so it's basically not even a watch party. They're just sitting there watching other content. And the reason why it's so controversial is because you're basically stealing somebody's content. You're not adding anything to it. We're going to get into that later, and I'm going to show you something that people aren't really talking about. But we'll get to that. But anyways, so that is essentially the situation. So there's been a long going back and forth for like years about this type of content. And however, Ethan Klein is now going to be suing people who are intentionally choosing to steal it. Because most people will not tell you that they're going to go take content, but it turns out that's, yeah, these three... Yeah, they're not the, they're interesting group. Very interesting group. So anyways, however, I have seen some claims online that this might be entrapment, but I'm going to let a lawyer explain how it's not entrapment and how this is not a predator catch. Because I'm no lawyer, okay? But I'll have one explained for me.
Lonesome Poet says, just got here and wondering if what Ethan did is considered entrapment. Sorry, and once again, I want to explain this stuff. I'm just laughing in general. So, and that's not a thing. You're probably thinking about like police entrapment or something else different. This is not criminal. This is copyright infringement. So no, there's no such thing in the law of entrapment. It's enforcing your right. And I use the example once again of the house, right? So it's like putting an alarm on your house. Is that trapping the burglar? No. So,
shout out Legal Mindset for explaining that one for me, because People are funny. And just as a side note, as of recording, I don't know what's going on, but they have actually been raising a like lawsuit or like raising money for defense funds. And you can see here that alright. So it looks like Denims has raised 28,000. Frogan has dropped 26,000. And Caseyron, sadly, in last place is $8,000 in terms of some people are going for 100K. I was going for 200K. It is what it is. So that's where we're at now. So anyways, now that's all been established, we have some background information on what's been going on. Let's actually dive into the video and actually really dig into some parts that really stuck out to me personally, because I actually sat and watched the video on my own time just because I wanted to understand what was going on. And so we're going to go to probably the 3 biggest parts about why this is so egregious. And I'm actually going to, well, Ethan Klein does the work for us, but we're going to go through it again and analyze exactly what parts were so damning. So let's start with Caseyron, then we'll work our way to Frogan, and then we'll go work our way to Denims and see what happens there.
A lot of people have been wanting to watch this without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein.
Continues. Indeed, Caseyron is often too obliterated to comment on the nuke, and instead stares blankly at her computer screen. In a span of 2 hours and 7 minutes, Caseyron smokes marijuana, frequently in highly concentrated forms through vaporizers, on 42 separate occasions. At one point, Caseyron is so wasted that she states, quote, "What is happening? I'm trying to follow, but I've lost the plot." To give you an idea, the majority of her commentary comes down to this.
I don't understand this myth that he's doing.
He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
Right.
He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. I've lost the plot.
They do musicals. They're very musical people. I know, are you being serious?
Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to figure out exactly. So Caseyron here, she decided that she's like, okay, I'm just gonna go and smoke the whole stream. It's like, and she sounds like she's dying. Like, you know, she got that Thomas the Tank Engine going when she be smoking. And so the most damning part here that she said, and you're gonna notice this again and again, is that she's like, oh, we're gonna actually come to my stream, and so he doesn't get views, which is, by the way, and not admission of guilt, almost said admission, admission of guilt, which is arguably worse. So now she is so dumb, I'm gonna say it, she is so stupid to the point where she's like, I'm going to go and say I'm going to go, you know, steal views, and I'm gonna hit the bong. Like, I'm telling you, man, she actually probably could have passed for the audition for Thomas the Tank Engine. I'm telling you guys, seriously, you know, we're gonna stop right here. All right. Anyways, let's see if Frogan does any better. Then maybe she does a bit better. Who knows? Okay, who knows?
Quote, "It's time to watch the new nuke ethically. Hell yeah." Huh. Very smart to say on camera, by the way. She said, quote, "Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate everyone's support. And thank you for watching it with me." Well, you are so welcome, and I'm so glad that you were able to enjoy that day. Her commentary is so non-existent that even her own fans begin to call her out.
I don't have anything to say, dude, because he's cycling the same fucking points over and over again. What more commentary do you need on him repeating the same fucking points for the whole first hour and 1 minute and 32 seconds? It's been the same shit over and over again. This video could have been condensed into 20 fucking minutes. Like, what commentary do you want me to add by, like, oh, this guy's a fucking idiot, he's mentally ill, and he's having a mental breakdown and uploaded it to fucking YouTube? Are you gonna make at least one good point? What do you want me to make a point on?
Oh, I forgot. She also said, "Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing." You may use the bathroom, Frogan, although I don't advise it.
Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing.
This into your stomach. And let me state the obvious. Jew and
Apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life.
What happens? Meme. First time viewer, time to watch the nuke ethically. Hell yeah. I found my way from Reddit. Hi guys, welcome Reddit people. Reddit people. I came from the H3 Reddit. Ethan is so pathetic while Hasan is a fan of Bobby having a great time. Exactly. We're gonna watch it live, yes. He doesn't want people to know when it's dropping because we're all watching through other streamers. And I suggest you all watch it through other people as well.
Okay, I have a confession to make before we continue. I cannot stand Frogan's voice. I have to watch her at 2 times speed. I don't know what it is about her voice. I can't stand it. There's a side tangent, but it's like, I think I'd actually rather hear like 2 cheese graters like scratching against each other, like that sounds like it's more entertaining than. I can't stand her voice. But as you can see here, she didn't do much better either, because guess what she said? She said, "We're gonna watch this ethically." By the way, oh, you want me to leave it on while I go to the bathroom and not pause it? So because she left it running and she said she was going to go do that, yeah, that 200k she gets it is going down to drain, because yeah. But anyways, yeah. So I mean, so far we have 2 for 2. She looks like she's not going to be able to you know, that she didn't pass the test. However, maybe, just maybe, Denims is a bit better than the rest of us. Maybe. Maybe there's like a little something she said that, you know, we can't get caught for doing. You know what I mean? You want to know what I mean? Let's take a look.
Queen of Self-Own included a countdown timer, so we could tell exactly how long she was away. After being gone for a few minutes, she returns, and then sits silently for another couple of minutes, eating.
I'm gonna go pee, and hopefully, when I'm back, they're done with this.
All right.
You do look better.
Mr. 305.
I see it.
Dude, you should do this.
I have an alternate.
We're relying on you to stay live so we don't get more views on the nuke. Yeah, I'm gonna stream it. Since he confirmed it's coming out today, we're gonna stream it. If you want to watch it with someone else who's already watching it. You know, come enjoy the watch party somewhere else. If you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime. If you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here, because I'm gonna be honest, I did not want to watch that on like filler content and stuff. Like I think filler content, like you shouldn't do it. I know I do it as a react stream, and I try to do it only when I do it with like Vox videos or Vice videos and stuff like that, because at least I'm not like directly ripping from one content creator and not like a whole team and stuff. And most of the videos have like 5 million views. I only get like 500 views. Like what I'm taking maybe 50 views from the video. It's a lot harder to feel like I guess bad about that. Whereas like I would feel very bad about doing that to like a single content creator. The majority of people say that they literally wouldn't watch Hell's Kitchen unless I was streaming, and it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm reacting hard enough. You know, I'm sure if you click on a random part of the video, I might not be saying anything, sure, whatever, and I might walk away from the screen. But it's about like the communal thing. It's why like fucking Toast started streaming Death Note. It's not about the actual show at a certain point. It's the same reason you watch shows with your friends. You want to watch it with other people. A lot of people go to watch streamers on Twitch for their react content almost as a curator. So they don't actually want to go through YouTube themselves and watch a bunch of videos, and they probably never will go through YouTube and click a bunch of videos. They like going to Twitch because they like to have it as like this streamer is curating fun content that I want to watch. From the people that I talk to, the people who watch Twitch content are specifically there to watch it so they don't have to scroll through YouTube and find a video they like. If someone watches content, I already said this, if someone watches content on someone else's stream, there is a very low likelihood that they're going to go watch it separately and give you like a view or the like. People who are watching content on Twitch, curated Twitch content on Twitch, aren't necessarily people that would be watching content on YouTube.
Okay, I know I said I hate Frogan's voice, but I think Denim's might be the worst one because she tries to justify in one of her clips why she gets like, oh, I'm just taking from Vox. It's okay, but I don't take from one creator. But then you hear she says that, but then now she's basically going back and saying the same thing. So before we go into the rest of it, I just want to say like these people are not very intelligent because I'll explain this. First of all, they are up and saying they're gonna go and steal it. Who says that? Who snitched on themselves saying we're gonna steal it?
Ironically, despite the hip-hop community being the driving force behind the Stop Snitching movement, rappers tend to snitch on themselves a lot.
Because you know what happens? Okay, essentially, when people have so much, not free time, but when people just get away with so much stuff, or they have so much like protections they believe, they're like, okay, I will get sued, I can say whatever I want. And then you get sued. So yeah, that's what happens. Okay, it's almost like, you know, it's like that analogy. Okay, like, you know, you put your hand on the hot stove, you're gonna get burnt, something like that. Anyways, so now I do want to talk about something that I feel like people don't really get into when it comes to these conversations, and it's really something that I need to highlight because the reason why I really don't like people just watching whole videos and like copying them is because there's a system on YouTube that's called impressions. Okay, so impressions in essence are just that how many people actually will see your thumbnail to your video, and that is what leads to your views. Okay, because sometimes you'll see a video that pops up on your feed, and from time to time you're not going to click on it, but the fact that it showed up on your screen is an impression. So the reason why it's so bad is because say XQC is taking views from Let Me Know, okay, and say Let Me Know gets 5,000 views, and then XQC gets 3,000. That's 3,000 potential viewers like Let Me Know could have gotten. Okay, of course Let Me Know has way more than that, but you get the point. So essentially, you're taking away the chance for somebody to see your video. And so I'm gonna give you a live example right now. So a video I did a couple months ago actually was about the whole Genshin Impact and the SAG-AFTRA strike controversy. Okay, so this video got about 1,500 views for 2 months ago. Okay, not bad for the channel size at all. It's actually pretty good when you really look at it. It's actually very good. Okay, and so you see the thumbnail. It even says here it's very complicated. You see you have SAG, Genshin Impact, and I cannot read what I wrote, what I put in there. But you see, okay, now I'm going to go to the analytics of this video, and you're going to see here that, whoa, 1.5 thousand people actually watched it. But if you actually go to the analytics, you see that 23,000 people actually watched the video since it was published. Okay, it even tells me I got 4.5% through like click rate, impression to click rate, which as in essence just means that out of everybody who saw it, okay, 4.5% of them said I'm going to actually go and watch this video because it seems interesting. Okay, and you can even see in the graph like it had a huge uptick. Now it's not really going to get any more views probably because this video is kind of old and the SAG stuff has kind of taken different pivots at the moment, so I haven't taken a look at it. But you can see here that that's 23,000 people who could have watched this video, and that's really what you want on YouTube. You want people to see your content so you get to that point. Now imagine I made this video and somebody just reacted to it entirely and took my views away. And say they slashed like half of it, okay? That means, what, 12,000 people only get to see it, and maybe I get maybe half my views? So that is why it is so egregious whenever that happens. And sometimes with bigger channels, it's much easier to recover from something like that, because say you have 1 million subscribers and you get average, what, maybe 500k views per video, all right? Your impressions could be up to maybe like 2 million. And so say if someone takes like 40,000 from you, it's like, okay, that doesn't really matter, right? However, if it's a bigger channel and they siphon more out of you, that's even worse. And so now take that and now take my channel, which is on like the very bottom of, I guess, the food chain of the YouTube chain, whatever it is. And you have here that someone could take all my views away. So that is why it's really bad. So you're basically taking away the opportunity for somebody to see your views. And so even if we look at like Let Me Know's video, actually it was the one about JFK's assassination. So you hear it has 13 million views, and that was dropped about a year ago, okay? And so if you actually take a look here, you have a historian who is reacting to it, which is 135,000 views. However, you also have XQC, which has 582,000 views, and you have Hasan, who has 205k views. Which, by the way, I know Let Me Know's video got a lot of views, but guess what? These people are also like, you know, like taken away from that. Now, I do want to preface this real quick, okay? With the historian, if you actually look at his time, he has a whole extra hour on top of Let Me Know's video. And I haven't watched the video, but I'm going to assume that he is watching it from start to finish and he's not like streaming anything. But XQC is on maybe an 8-hour stream and he's taking a detour, or Hasan is on like a 10-hour stream or an 8-hour stream and he's taking a detour as well. But you see how much commentary that the historian is probably adding to it? So that's fine. That's where we are at now. So now before we end this off, let's actually take one final look at copyright, just to see if maybe Denims or Frogan or Caseyron passed the test. You have here fair use on YouTube. Fair use is a legal doctrine that says use of copyright protected material under certain circumstances is allowed without permission from the copyright holder. YouTube gets many requests to remove videos that copyright holders claim are infringing under copyright law. Sometimes these requests apply to videos that qualify for copyright exceptions or seem like a clear examples of fair use. So there's 4 factors here. So you have here the purpose and character of the use, including whether such use is of commercial nature or is for non-profit educational purposes. And it says here, courts typically focus on whether the use of copyright protected material is transformative. So that means, from my understanding, I'm not a lawyer, but you know, we can do some analysis. Transformative means you are taking it and you are making it into your own, okay? Me reacting to Ethan Klein, I'm talking about the video, but I'm also adding my own commentary to it. I'm adding my own jokes. I'm not just sitting there and letting it play, or this is not a re-upload. So that's really how you get around it. Now, of course, the copyright system isn't perfect, but that is like the main aspect. Are you taking somebody else's content and are you, you know, making it your own? And I would tell you that with XQC, just watching the video, he didn't add any commentary to it. Okay, he didn't do anything with it. Same thing with Hasan, he wasn't doing anything to it. Okay, I promise you, they weren't reacting. Okay, but anyways, that is where this is at now. And so why is this so big for YouTube? It's because it's going to take my prediction and what I believe is going to happen is that a lot of these reaction channels are going to have to reanalyze what they're doing. Or when people do a reaction, they're gonna have to really really dig into how, you know, they're gonna react to content. Are we gonna have to chop it up? Are we gonna have to just watch a whole re-upload? Like, what are we doing here? So that's what we're looking at. And so potentially, unfortunately, there's some bad with this. Potentially, some creators are gonna get out of hand and be like, oh, you didn't follow down to this many seconds, I'm going to copyright you. So yeah. So that's where we're at now. But if you want me to be honest, the fact that they said they were going to go steal content, yeah, Ethan can go sue him for all I care. If you say you're going to go commit a crime and somebody's going to go and punish you for your crime, that says a lot about you. So, yeah, that's where we're at now. So, anyways, so yeah, this lawsuit is very much massive indeed. And I'm really curious where it's going to go because this really could change the nature of React content in general. And I really want to know what's going to happen with this. So anyways, hopefully you guys learned something new when it comes to like YouTube impressions and stuff. So that's the stuff I really wanted to hammer home. But yeah, that's where we're at now. So I shall see you guys in the next video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and follow my social down description below. But we're back in action, so let's see what's up next. See ya!